What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Thank you for stopping in. Today we have another exciting unboxing to dig into for you guys. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, do me a huge favor. Hit the thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate everyone. It really helps push the video out there so more people get a chance to check it out. And feel free to let me know what you're carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. So we have a knife coming in from QSP. Huge shout out to them for sending this in for us to take a look at. And this just showed up. I don't typically unbox things that show up same day. But in the case of this one, I really wanted to get in on this knife. This is called the QSP Vault. And this is going to be coming in a little bit different style than we normally see from QSP. So right off the get-go, this is a fantastic looking knife. I love the black bolsters with the natural micarta and black hardware and blade combo. That looks really, really good. And I have to assume they're going to have other variations as well, different micartas, maybe uncoated bolster and blade. I'm sure that they have a couple at this point. And there is our blade. So we have a nice black washed drop point blade, and it's going to be coming in 14C28N. And this is a Justin Lundquist design, which I didn't know. I believe that's his little maker's mark there. Yeah, I think that's Justin Lundquist. That's awesome. And a couple of things right off the rip. The thumb studs are placed very well and designed very well. They're very comfortable to actuate. And secondly, the springs are really strong on this thing. Nice and snappy. Thirdly, the tabs that they are using, opposed to a standard crossbar lock, these are much more comfortable than a standard tab. Now, the tabs that we typically are talking about, do I have one handy here? The tabs like these. They can be done in such a way that they're comfortable and easy to get to, but that's not the point I'm getting at. These are going to be a lot more comfortable, kind of like what SOG does with theirs. Microtech does it. I believe there are a couple companies that have tabs like this. The reason is just because there's so much more surface area there, and everything is flush and jimped, so it just gives you a nice amount of surface area to grab a hold of and disengage, and it's very easy. They protrude just enough that you can get a nice grip on there. And this is also a good size. I don't know what this is coming in at. We don't typically measure length, but this is one of those ones I want to know. So we're looking at 3 inches of cutting edge, and we're at like, I don't know, 3.4 for the total blade length. And then it's coming down just a hair past 7.5. I'd call it like 7.55 or so. Very good size, actually. It's not going to be too small, and it's not going to be too big. This is going to be in a lot of people's wheelhouses for size. Now, we do have to keep in mind that there are places you can't have 3-inch and over blades. So, sadly, this one would probably be DQ'd from those areas. Although there is 3 inches of cutting edge, you have a little bit more on the total blade length, and I think that would be a issue for those areas. Now, we do have a very nice deep carry pocket clip here. I don't know if that's steel. That is going to be a deep carry steel rollover clip, and I love how they mounted that similarly to what Real Steel does, SRM, and that'll be easily reversible for our lefty brothers out there. Let's give this thing a look in our Issuing Stitches Hank here. And as you can see there, it is going to carry nice and deep in the pocket. So no worries or issues there if you like a nice deep carry, good retention. And I love the pocket clip. You don't see any hardware. It looks extremely clean. This is a very clean looking knife. Just very well designed and very well executed from QSP. I love the lines of the knife. I like the look. I like the micarta that they're using here. This is It is very hard for some reason or another for companies to get natural micarta and for it to be similar to like the green and black and, you know, like the denims. But I would have to say the best natural micarta I've ever had was from Bestech. And this is tiptoeing on that line as far as look and feel. They're really starting to up the game when it comes to the natural. I do like natural micarta. It's just that it's very hard to get a good quality one. They seem to be getting better and better, and this is definitely a step in the right direction. You know, if you like natural micarta, eventually with, you know, carry time, handling the knife, taking your hand oils and sweats and all that sort of thing, this will eventually start to darken up a little bit and look really, really good with the black bolster and black blade. And we also have a little mini backspacer there, a little bit of internal milling for some weight relief, a little bit, not too much. But this definitely feels like a substantial knife for its size. So we'll take a little closer look at this thing and we'll see what kind of edge QSP put on this. But this is an extremely good looking knife. I know that my video will probably be a little later than some, but that's okay. That's the way it happens sometimes. I have videos scheduled out for 1 to 2 weeks at a time. So people who aren't doing that have the ability to just unbox the knife and put it up the next day. And I could do that. I could move things around and change things, but that ends up, you know, causing an issue. It's just not conducive to switch things. So the video comes out kind of when it comes out. But cutting this telephone book paper, but it is cutting this paper nice and cleanly, which is a good feat for a knife because if the knife doesn't have its fine edge, it's not going to cut this paper at all. So this definitely has a decent fine edge to it. The ultimate question that some people are probably going to be wondering is, how is the lockup on these new QSP Vault knives and its crossbar lock? And I have to say, before we test it, which we are going to, just like we do every knife that comes in my experience, crossbar locked knives, standard crossbar locking knives are very, very strong. You know, and it might not be what you think, but they definitely are. I have to say, before all the testing that I have performed on these crossbar locks, I felt the same way, that crossbar locking knives could not be dependable. And the testing has proven otherwise. Over the last couple of months, I have tested dozens and dozens of crossbar locking knives from every company that has put one out. And I have not had a single failure with a crossbar locking knife. So that is a testament to the lock itself. Now, is it going to be the strongest lock in the industry? No, it's not. But it seems to be a very resilient and tough lock. So we'll start up here at the tip. And that's a good sign. We'll go to the middle. Good, good, good. One more. And that'll do it right there. That is going to be a solid lock right there, guys. At least with this particular example, this is going to be a solid lock. I haven't heard of any other issues. I know that this knife and this model is making its rounds. People are putting out their unboxings and whatever on the knife. And I haven't heard of any issues. Not that I've seen any videos on it, on this particular knife. But I haven't heard of anyone saying, hey, this knife has issues, or I had an issue. So I'm going to assume that, you know, not all them creators are testing the lock, though, either. So there is that. But this one, we did test, and we do know that it is solid. I think this is a fantastic little EDC knife, or it's going to make a fantastic EDC knife. I don't know, what are they using? Steel? Those must be, those are steel bolsters, but boy, they don't feel, it does not feel like it's steel. So that is pretty cool. They have steel that runs down this steel liner here with the micarta overlay. Definitely going to give it, you know, some rigidity. It's going to feel substantial in the hand. And the way that they're able to finish that steel, it seriously looks, okay, so here is a steel, or a titanium handle with black. They are almost finishing these steel knives like it could be damn near titanium. If you know, we know titanium is not non-magnetic, but just based off look, you know, here's another DLC titanium, and it is very comparable. I mean, the way that they've been able to finish the steel and, you know, lighten it up with milling and stuff, they have really come a long way with steel. And I don't mind it so much as it being a bolster that runs into micarta. I think it really completes the look of the knife. You have a nice full finger choil there, so you can choke right up behind that edge. You can use that to get up on the tip as well and make precise cuts because you have that nice low drop point. The 14C is going to be tough. Take an easy edge. The crossbar lock is going to be nice and strong. It's going to carry very well, very deep in the pocket, and they make it so a lefty can carry it as well. I think QSP has themselves another solid design, and you know, nothing will ever take the place of the Penguin. You know, that's kind of their premier model, their staple model, but this might end up becoming their premier model, this knife right here, because I could see this knife coming in S90V, titanium, and carbon fiber, and oh my goodness, could you imagine that? An upgraded version of this knife? That would be amazing. LMAX, S90, something like that, titanium bolsters, and then micarta for a more affordable option, and then some crazy carbon fibers for the more, you know, premium side of things. I think that would be fantastic. You guys will have to let me know. What do you think of the new QSP Vault? Did you pick one up? Are you looking at picking up one? And what do you think of QSP in general? I love hearing from you guys. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. I always appreciate that, everyone. And if you're new here, we release videos just like this one every single day. Hit that subscribe button, ring the little bell. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, I'll throw up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.